Alright, video about tips and tricks. Tricks? I don't know. I wouldn't say tricks, but that's the terminology people use for these types of videos. So, I wouldn't say tricks necessarily, because I don't have any tricks that I know of. At least me, I wouldn't call them tricks. It's not like something you can trick or a glitch. Anything I'll be talking about is not, I don't know of any weird super glitches that help you or any tricks to manipulate the game in a certain way that wasn't intended by the developers or whatever you call it. I don't know about tricks. Alright, just so we're clear on that. But tips, maybe, if you didn't already know. So, had some requests for tips and tricks, so I'll try to do that here. Now, be aware, all y'all out there, especially some guys that don't need all this, and people, guys and gals that don't need all this. Be aware this might be a long video, drawn out, maybe not so much gameplay all the time. Just trying to help out some folks, so this video might not be for you, and I understand that. So I'm trying to let you know now that it might be long and boring video for some of y'all, so be aware of that. Letting you know now. If you don't want to waste your time, I understand. Over here, click on your face or picture. It's not really a tip or a trick, it's just something. You got your options in here if you didn't know. Because especially when I'm trying to get all I can out of the game for the time I'm doing, I'll change these graphics to low for sure. My device seems to heat up pretty quick, so hoping I can get more out of it with the time that I am using the game. The graphics are low. If you want to have your races recorded that you can share, you need that on. Of course, music and sound. It's pretty obvious. I think that takes you to their Facebook page. Need help? It's a place to email them for some reason. Change your flag. Probably already lined up. If you start on a new device or somehow delete your game and you were connected to Google Play or whatever iPhone users connect to, then your save will be there so you can continue on with your progress and not have to start all over. Now in these events, you could usually come in here and do a race or two. You can try to get the top rankings or whatever you want to do, really grind it out. That's not for me. I'm lucky enough to been playing long enough to have a couple monies and some diamonds and all the cars. But it's not bad to come in here, do a couple races for you guys. And even if you get like at the bottom, that's 50 diamonds on that one, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times it doesn't take a whole lot to just get into wherever they give prizes. And if you see this PvP, go ahead and do one just for the kicks and giggles, I think. Well, you know what? Yeah, see, I haven't done anything, as you can see, and right now I'm not even done anything. Ranked 3,200. You know what I mean? See that PvP? Make sure you check that in case you don't want to waste some. PvP does not use any money or diamonds or energy. So, I mean, if it's not going to cost you anything, and if you've already ran out of energy because you were getting trophies like normal, then it might not be a bad idea to come in here, do a couple races here or there, especially. Now they say they made it with the new update. It used to not matter what place you came in. The rewards were random, pretty much. No matter if you came in first, second, third, or fourth. They say in the last update, they made sure that if you got first, you got better prizes than last. So, I don't know. I haven't played it since. Okay, now here, on the event races, you have these mystery boxes, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and click one. It's free. Now, I only got 20 gold on that, so that wasn't that great of a reward, especially for coming in first. They said they updated it, but I don't, whatever. But see this up here? The next try is going to be 10 diamonds. So be aware of that on these event races. It's going to cost you diamonds, and if you're in here to try to win diamonds, you spending diamonds on these where you're not 100% sure what you're going to get. Because if you get that second one, it's 10. And then if for some reason you want to get this one, it's going to be like 30 or 40. And then it's going to, the next time it's going to be like 90 or something. Yeah. But, now see, that was a 20 gold ribbon, or whatever the heck these things are called. Ribbons, I guess. It's definitely not gold money. Up there, the SUP gold. But you can hit that double reward if you want. But 20 ain't that big a deal. You got to watch like a 30-second video. It's not that big a deal. But 20, yeah, I'm not going to do it. Now, you might, if you want, you can definitely double your reward. But I'm going ahead and not do it, but I'm going to go ahead and do another race. But look, just from 20, I'm already down to 3,000. So, if you do a race and get a decent reward there, a decent amount of ribbons, and then watch that video to double it, and if you get a couple of those, dude, that's going to put you in somewhere in one of the prizes, I believe. I mean, I've done a couple just for mainly review purposes, and I was getting, something in that little mailbox you got, and I was like, what the heck is in here? And lo and behold, I would have won some diamonds or something, or some stars, and I'm like, dang, really? I only played it like once or twice. So now we're coming in fourth, and we got 2. So I guess 20 was better than 2, but still. What happened to the hundreds I used to get? Alright, find a decent reward in these mystery boxes. 48, seriously? But anyway, I'll go ahead and watch that. Alright, so as you can see, I didn't get that great of rewards. I had a 20, a 2, a 40 or something, and then I watched it to double it. And my ranking is 24. So, I'm sure you can get better rewards, but I'm just saying, if you got no energy, and you're looking for a way, it shouldn't take you long to get somewhere where you might get some of these rewards. Now, getting up to these top rewards, and that might take you something. But it depends on what you need and how bad or whatever. But this is a place where it shouldn't take you too much effort to be able to get a little bit. Now, if you got number 1, that'd be amazing. But, I mean, if you look at these rankings, I'm sure whoever's in number 1 has just been sitting there just killing it for some reason. 182,000. Yeah. There's no way I'm going to be able to put that kind of time in on this event. So, but 50 diamonds is not bad for doing a few races, maybe watching a couple videos or whatever it might take. So there's a way. And then, of course, in here, get these stars, which we'll talk about later, and you'll see that I got quite a bit of stars, but I got mine before they changed it. You used to get stars pretty much anytime you just ran an event. Now you got to win those stars like that, and I don't really use them. But stars are so far I've only seen them used at the end of trophy races or World Cup races to open more mystery boxes. As we just shown on those events, they wanted you to use diamonds. I wouldn't do it because I'm assuming that's what you're in there for. Unless you're that guy that wins 10,000 diamonds every time. I don't know. But that's something you can do. I really got no tips for the shop except for only one tip, if you didn't know. Right here, these free chests. You only get like 1 card to watch a video. Is that 1 card worth your time? But you get to do 3. I don't know how often these pop up. Maybe 3 a day or something. I don't know. But that's the only thing in here. Because I don't purchase any of these. So I really got no tips for anything in here except for that. If you want, you can check that daily or every time you get on, and you might have a free video you could watch for a card. In the rankings, I wouldn't say there's much tips in here except for grabbing your rewards whenever you get them. Now another thing is, if you haven't already, and I don't know why it's not there, but usually there's a mailbox right here. And sometimes that's where you're going to get your rewards from the events, and sometimes there's free diamonds in there. Like if you go to their Facebook page, you just go to it real quick and then leave, they'll give you diamonds and something else. And then also if you make 3 purchases, which I don't do, so that's why I don't understand why that mailbox is not there, because I never make purchases, so I've never gotten rid of that mail before. But training, for some reason, you go through that before you can start the game. But if you want to play without using any fuel, but it doesn't give you any rewards, none at all, so don't worry about it. If you want to do that, you might as well do the events that don't cost you anything to play, and at least you'll get something out of it. Someone has informed me that they started a club for lower level, newer users, newer players of the game, to be able to go in there and, work together as a club to be able to help level themselves up. And, a place where you, like a higher up club probably has certain requirements. Like you can see here, higher club requirements. So they started a club to help lower levels to level up and progress in the game, and help each other out to help progress quicker in the game. And they are already up to second place team in Israel. So if any decent folk want to go check them out, they also are willing to promote good players and whatnot. So that's a place you could possibly go if you don't have somewhere really you're already in or loyal to, or with friends, or can't meet some requirements of the higher ranked clubs. Go in there, work together with other folks, get yourself leveled up, and hopefully, progress quicker in the game. I wouldn't necessarily say that's a tip, but it is something that you could do that might help you out. Now, apparently, this Facebook too, you can get 80 diamonds there. That's not really a tip, pretty obvious. I guess if you go, I don't know, friend them on Facebook or something. I don't know, I don't have Facebook, so whatever. Now, what else can be said in here as a tip? Don't really know. Make sure you always get one of these started as soon as you can, because there's a timer. Don't worry about wasting your diamonds or whatever on them. You can, if you're out of fuel, out of energy, you can get in here and watch a video to drop 30 minutes off of the time. Now, that is something you can do if you got the time and whatever. A tip I used to do, I might have this on when I'm out of fuel and I can't really do nothing else, and I would just watch this video like if I was doing something else. If I was watching TV or something, I would just click this and then come back to it, like in a minute. The video's probably over. Click on it again. Click on it again, watch another video. Not really watching it, just turn the volume down, let it play in the background, let it, go for like a minute, you come back to it, hit it again. If you're doing something where you might be able to do that. That's something you could do, I guess. But always get one of those going. Always try to I try to at least come in every day, which is actually getting a little harder for me because my fuel has increased, my fuel capacity. As you'll notice, every time you level up, your fuel capacity increases. Lower level people won't have as much energy up here, and sometimes you don't even feel like you have had enough fuel. But you can watch videos for fuel, and that can become something that you might want to do, especially if you're running a wild card or your club has got your boost, did a good job and got the boosters filled, and you want to run that booster. Well, you ain't got enough fuel to even run. If you got an hour booster going, you want to take advantage of all you can, of all the time you can with that booster on. So, sometimes you don't have enough fuel. Well, you don't want to be wasting time in here, even if you was like, well, I'll watch a video for more energy. Well, you don't want to waste that time. you want to come in here and you want to watch these, because your capacity of what they give you, what they'll give you up to, is limited by this number on the right. This number on the left is what you have. So my capacity that the game will give me right now is 398. And since when you don't play every minute, you get another energy. You know, if you were lower, but they'll only go up to this. This is what they will offer you. This is what you have. You can have more than what they offer you, but they will not offer you any more than that. So you can come in here if you know you got some boosters going on or whatever, or going to have boosters before you activate them. And if you think you'll run out, come in here and watch some videos. You can do it the same way we was talking about before. You can just hit the watch button, do something else, let the video play out, or watch them like you're whatever you want to do, and do a few of them. Do however many you think you need to build your energy reserve up, so where you think you'll have enough. Okay? Do that before you activate any boosters, or otherwise you'll be wasting time while the booster time is going down. Right now, my club has done a good job, once again, and they have some boosters ready to go. Okay, this 150% booster does a huge amount of work. This only using half your fuel does a huge amount of work. This 30% booster does a little bit of work, not a lot. Like if you came in 4th place, you get a point for 4th place. With a 30% booster on, you're probably only still going to get that point. You know what I mean? So, the best way, now don't hit them yet. I'm just trying to tell you, when you do go to hit them, the best way to use these boosters is all together at once. And definitely try to use this one, these two here, the 150, and the fuel thing only lasts for an hour. This one lasts for 3 hours, but it's only 30%. If you got it, it's better than nothing. But me and myself, I don't worry so much about trying to run for 3 hours. I just try to activate these all together to give yourself 180% at least, with your fuel knocked in half. Try to play as much as you can for that hour time limit with all the boosters activated. It's the best way to take advantage of your boosters. And then after that hour, if you still feel like playing or whatever, and your 30% still running, feel free to play. But don't worry about killing yourself, in my opinion, on that. Play when you can on that. But definitely do as much as you can, and activate all boosters together if you have them. If you don't have them, try to get them filled. Like if there's a little bit, if somebody, try to get it filled. So, but definitely the 150 in the fuel. And if you ain't got nothing, well, how do I want to put that? Dang it. If all you have is the 150%, yes, use it. Do as much as you can while you got it going, okay? The 150% does way more than this 30%. But if all you got is 30, then whatever. But also, try to keep in mind, and I don't have the exact numbers on this because I've gotten scared, because I've lost them a couple times. After all the hard work that somebody put in, me myself included, of filling the boosters, I've lost a couple over the time as a learning process. I think, number one, let's go back into this rank so we can look over here. End of season, I believe. If you're that close to the end of the season and you don't activate, I think you lose whatever boosters you got. I think that happened to me once. Don't hold me to all this, because it could have been a different time limit instead of the end of the season. But that's because if you're like close to the end of the season, like a day or something. But also, it seemed like someone informed me in the club, because I lost it another couple times, because I was trying to wait. If you go into your World Cup, of course, and your garage. Now, of course, some of you people won't have all the vehicles, as I'm lucky enough to have right now. You see, like every hour, this one has 6 minutes left. This car is getting double trophies, okay? Let's equip him real quick. Now, I'm sure it's easy to figure out. See this trophy thing here? We're going to go there. So right now, if I run a race, I'm getting 100% trophy boost. So if I win first, I get 10. Or you get 10 points for first. But with 100%, I'm going to get 20. Makes a big difference. I know people are going to have favorite cars out there. And that's fine. And run your favorite car when you can. But in my opinion, if you have the vehicle that's on the double trophies, in my opinion, you should run that car. So you can get those double trophies. At least for a big majority of your time spent in there. Why run a race and get 10 points when you could have got 20 points? You know what I'm saying? But that's my opinion. So also, that is part of your boosters. Before you activate any of your club boosters, come in here and see what car is on double trophies. Number one, do you have that vehicle? A lot of people don't have every vehicle. So if you don't have it, hold up. Don't run those boosters. See if you can come back. I understand there's time constraints too, that sometimes, but that's what we're trying to get at. Try to wait till there's, number one, at least a car that you have that's on double trophies before you activate a booster. Number two, right now I'm lucky enough to have all the cars, so I could probably wait. Like this guy here, I have him, but I don't really feel like he's gonna give me the best chance at winning every race or whatever. So I could probably wait, especially for this guy, since his time's almost up, and see if it pops up another car that I'd rather run. You could take that chance if you don't have all the cars, but then maybe the next car that pops up for on double trophies is not a car you have. Okay, so that's one thing to look at. Look for the car that's on the double trophies. Try to run it when you can, especially if you're going to run your boosters. Okay? And they should change like every hour what car is on double trophies. Now, after you figure out that, and if you're going to be able to run that, what was the other thing? Oh yeah, fuel, I guess. We've already talked about it, but make sure you think you're going to have enough fuel or energy. Watch some videos. Click on those videos, build up your energy. Have your energy as high as you think you're going to need it before you activate those boosters. Other thing you could possibly do, when you came in here, if you had the car that was on double trophies, right now it's 100%. If you activated a club booster, then you'd be on 250%. If you added in the other club booster, you should activate everything at once if you got them. That turns into 100 and what? 80. No, 200, because we got the car too. If you got the car and your club boosters on, that's 280%. Then, if you got the money, which you might not, if you didn't know, these wild cards and these weekend boosters, well, this weekend booster, I think they said this is the last, I think I got a notification saying this is the last weekend for the weekend booster, so this weekend's probably over by the time I post this, so, but still, if you got 350,000 money, you can buy it now without paying real money. But that's up to you. But that would add another 70%, which would turn into what? 250%. And if you had the same thing for this weekend booster, it's only 45,000, and that add another 30%. So that's what you want to do. You want to get all what you're going to want to do. Get it ready. Get your fuel ready. Make sure that the vehicle you're going to want to use is one you're going to want to use to the best of your ability that you can. Understand, everything's not going to work out perfect, but that's the best way to take advantage of it all. Have your fuel pumped up and ready to go. Have the vehicle you know you're going to want to use. Run it on double trophies itself. So then when you're in actually doing it, you're taking advantage of everything you can. You're getting the most trophies for every race you're doing. And that's what it's about. Getting trophies, right? For the most part. Diamonds, yes. Money, yes. But these trophies is what determine your level. And I believe you need to reach certain levels to rank up or level up. And leveling up unlocks probably other cars, other vehicles, and maybe these power-ups too. So I'm gonna do this race so I can look at my level. If I find another way to look at my level, I'll probably put it up. Alright, finished it up. Finish and move. My level. Alright, I took a picture so I could post it up, in this video so I could talk to you about it. But the thing about the level is, which for me now, there's a lot more mini races in between levels than... The good thing about being lower level, in a way, is there's not as many races you need to get to get to another level. And what happens is, when you do get to another level, not only does the capacity that they give you increase, but they also refill your energy to the level of that capacity. So that's one thing that might help you out, especially if you're going to be running the boosters, is to try to be able to figure out and calculate how many more races you need to do before you will level up. Especially if you don't have that fuel booster. Because then you can maybe do a few races or whatever you think you might need. Knock a few races out to get the level down to where what you want to try to do is be close. How do I want to put it? The best case scenario, however you can figure it out to happen, but the best case scenario would be that when you're almost out of energy, that you level up. And maybe hard to plan that, but if you were like halfway through your boosters, your club boosters, you're almost out of fuel, then you leveled up and all your fuel got topped back off. That would be a great scenario, you know what I'm saying? So if there's any way you can try to calculate to figure that out, that could help out too. Because every time you level up, your fuel capacity increases, or your energy, whatever. They call it energy, but if I call it fuel, I'm sorry. Fuel, energy, same thing. Alright? Apologize. But every time you level up, your capacity, your energy increases, and they top your tank off. So if you can work it while you're on the boosters, to know that I'm going to level up, hopefully somewhere around midpoint, used almost all my fuel up, then right at the time where I need to fuel back up, bam, I level up, and my fuel tank is topped back off. And now I can go again without having to stop. And or if you figured it out where you didn't have to watch any videos beforehand. You know what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind. Every time you level up, your fuel capacity increases and they top you off. What about these power-ups? I was about to say booster, that's just because some of them say booster, but actually I guess they are called power-ups. Now, I'm lucky enough to have them all right now. Okay, now this could be all down to personal preference, but it's what I've been running for the most part. I have changed. Sometimes I was running the draft booster versus the nitro booster. The nitro booster increases the nitro value of each nitro bottle you collect during the race. And since right now I think these also level up too as you get the cards. Right now I'm getting 1.3, but to me, in most cases, my draft boosters seem to be helping me out more, which is it's increased the distance required to trigger a draft boost, which is your slipstream, when you follow another car. So I can be a little bit further away from an opponent in front of me, not infinite, just a little bit further than I was. According to this, it's a 0.085, but it does seem to help, I guess, for me. I figure if I get out front, I have a decent chance of staying out front. If I get behind, I need that little extra help. That's my preference. That's not necessarily how. This digital mind, in my opinion, so far that I've seen, could be my device. I'm also on Android. I don't know. This digital mind doesn't seem I've never seen it blow up nobody. Drop a mine for a limited time that will explode enemy cars. It only lasts for 3.5 seconds. Well, I've put it on there to see how it goes, and I've dropped it with people fairly close behind me where I can still see them on my screen, and I didn't see nobody blowing up. So it might work. I don't know. I just haven't seen it from me. Alright. Now keep in mind too, and that's kind of why I'm running what I'm running. I got my nitro, reverse nitros on, and we'll look at it when we do some gameplay. And that's another thing about the digital mine. It takes longer. It's almost like how your nitruses refill. As time goes by, they kind of refill. Well, so do these. The digital mine takes way longer to refill. You might get lucky if you can do it twice in a race. But that'd be like super lucky. Might be able to do it twice in a race. Maybe 3, I don't know. I just remember when I tried it. It takes so long to refill to be able to use it again. And I didn't see it really blowing anybody up. It didn't seem to be more effective. A lot of guys in my club, they like running this nitro booster. And I'm sure it does good for them, like I said. Everybody has their own ways of doing stuff. I usually have it swapped out. I've ran it before like that for a while, but I've started running this draft booster more. Like I said, I feel like if I get out front, I could probably do enough to stay out front. Hopefully. Of course, there's going to be that time. Now, so, you're definitely... Of course, you got these other boosters. Now, that one increases the duration you're being boosted when you run over a track boost. But then that also... does the track you have got a track booster on it. Reverse coin and golden hug, they just like give you more. Or this one drops a fake coin. It's gonna make the opponent lose coins. I don't really care about that. I care about maybe getting more trophies and winning, and then making sure he loses some coins. And I do have this activated too. That is only because, well, just to go over what it is, you receive gold each time you destroy a road item. Ain't that big a deal. Either one of these could have been used. Why? Because, okay, see the red number 5, 5, 10? Okay, that's the capacity it's going to take. So up here, you have a capacity. And I haven't seen this change, so I don't know if it ever will or whatever. But I have a capacity of 30. So let's take this out just for a second. Remove that. My capacity is 30. Well, the reverse nitro takes 15 of it, and the draft booster takes 10 of it, so I'm up to 25. So the best case scenario I could do is a 5. This one is red, I can't use them. Their capacity is too much, and I don't have enough capacity. All I have is 5 left. So, it's going to be one of these two. Like I said, I could care less about taking somebody's coins away. I can do my own coin booster, if that's what you want. Actually, that don't look too bad now that I'm looking at it. I've been running this for a while. This, receive gold each time you destroy a road item, which is probably, but you collect 70 per destruction, eh? I'm going to throw one of these in there because, why not? I got room for it. I can't do anything else. Might as well take advantage of all you can. Whatever you can use for your power-up, definitely use something. Because it's better than nothing. And I used to think, oh, I need to be, you know... not careless how I use them, but that's not the case. I thought this, like say, this number had something to do with, or whatever, or maybe I assumed this 10 had something to do with, like, maybe I only get 10, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna use them all, and I won't have none. No, that's not how it goes. You can use as many as you can during a race, of any of these boosters, or power-ups that you, put on. It's just that they're just kind of like the nitrous, which it takes time to refill. You use one, and then you'll see the little thing filling back up before you can use it again. That's all it is. So use as many as you can of whatever power-ups you have. You're not going to run out. Some take longer to fill back up before you can use them again than others. So, yeah. Now, on the upgrading factor, in my opinion, and I'm sure it's cool for... how fast you can go, or what you can do, but in my opinion, as far as I can tell so far, you don't have to upgrade. You don't have to feel like, hey, I need to start really upgrading this car. You can, and it's better, and then maybe whenever you're playing a real person, whenever you're playing a real people online, then maybe it will throw you in, like if you're getting bored or whatever, maybe it will start throwing you in with a lot better players who have also, maybe they're better because they've been in it, not necessarily better, but they've been at the game long enough to have their vehicles upgraded, and that's maybe who you get thrown into a race with. But in my opinion, as in just racing, just for the most part, from what I could tell, real people or bots, I'm not going to go into that right now. That's not what it's about. Right now it's about upgrading. But in my opinion, it doesn't make that much of a difference. This guy's not really upgraded to nothing. And I'm still competitive. Like I said, I'm not, and I don't really care about, or whatever. I'm not speaking about bots right now, or real people, or whatever. I'm just talking about what they match you up with. And from what I heard from other friends, if you're on iPhone, which I am not, iOS, you can actually see the level of, I didn't notice his luggage was all flopping around, a spare tire or something, or is that just a graphical error? I got first place. So they matched regardless of real person or bot, and I'm getting tired of saying that, so I'm gonna stop saying that. Alright? You understand what I'm saying. They matched me up with apparently some other opponents around around the level of that vehicle, whatever that vehicle is. So they were like matchmaking. So I didn't get thrown into a guy with a car upgraded to level 80 or whatever, and he's just like doing a 200 mile an hour. I don't know what cars do at what levels, so that's just what me saying. So to me, as in upgrading, upgrade what you want. Know the vehicle, figure out a vehicle that you really like too, also. And see what kind of color Evo coins they take. Maybe you don't want to. Maybe you'll want to wait. Like, oh, I don't want to upgrade this guy because he's taking red Evo coins. I really think I'll like, or I do know I'll like this girl, and she takes red Evo coins. So I'm not gonna worry about upgrading somebody else because I don't want to waste my money and Evo coins on that other vehicle. I mean, that's all up to you though. You can upgrade what you want or not, but just know once you get the end of stage 6, upgrading or evolving to another. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. If I want to evolve this guy to stage 3, it costs me money. But when I get to the end of stage 6 and I want any vehicle you want to evolve to stage 7 and on after that, it's going to cost you Evo coins, the color that they want for that vehicle. Yeah, going from stage 6 to 7 might only be 2 Evo coins, but the price of Evo coins is going to keep going up. Up and up, like 2 for this one, and 6 for that one, and 10, and then 20, and who knows what. So, yeah. You might want to use the Evo coins for the vehicle you're going to want. Because also, you're going to be in a club. And you might be a time where you need some Evo coins donated to you, and you might want to donate Evo coins of a different color that you're not really using to your club members. In donations, every time you donate, you get some actual money out of it. Now, look at my money. What is it? And it's 2,120,834. Okay? So let's just say 2,12834. Okay? You're gonna get money every time you donate. I'm gonna give Slam Dunk one. It gave me some money. I went up. What did it look like? What was it? 2120? So it gave me 8,000. Let me see. Let's try again. We are on 128. Get Flux one. Sorry, Dominator. Riding dirty also. White coins. I never have white coins. Never have black coins. I mean, very rarely will I have a white coin. I think one time I've had one black Evo coin. This whole time I've been playing this game, I've had one black coin. Evo coin. The whole time I've been playing this game, I've had maybe 8 or 10. No, I think I did do it. No, I don't know. On the white coins. whatever it is, it ain't very many. The black one I gave to somebody in here. I don't even remember, it was a long while back. But anyway, I don't know if that's the case for everybody, or maybe other people have other colored coins that are rare for them. Because apparently somebody had some white and gave them to Dom and Riding Dirty in here. But anyway, that was a whole nother thing I went off on. I got 128. That's what I'm going to look at. I'm going to give Flux a coin. Okay, it went up to 136. So yes, every time you donate, well, I don't know if the money changes for your level or what. I don't think it does, but I never used to pay attention to what it was giving me. But just know that you get some money when you donate, especially if you got a bunch that you don't, if you don't need them or don't want them. Get in your club and ask anybody. Get in your chat and say, hey, who needs blah 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 coins? Anybody want red coins? Ask for red coins, make a request, and I'll give you all I can every time. You know what I'm saying? So it helps that guy out, or that gal out, who needs that particular color. But then it also helps you out, because every time you give one, it gives you money. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said to push that give button really, really fast, but it doesn't work for me. So yeah, making donations of Evo coins helps you and the other person out. Sometimes, let's just say, nobody needed a coin. You don't need yellow, you got a bunch of yellow. Somebody else has a bunch of yellow, and nobody else needs a certain particular color. Y'all could just request yellows back and forth or something. I mean, it'll give you money. They give them to you. They get money. You give them back. You get money. You know what I mean? If you want to try to get the most diamonds you can out of a track, people giving you a thumbs up, try to figure out a way that you think people are going to give you a thumbs up. But don't forget to collect those diamonds and then start your timer on another track, or on the same track, or whatever you want to do. I'm just saying, there's diamonds to, basically I'm saying there's diamonds to be had in there. Don't forget about them. Oh, on the boosters, I think it's a good thing I did bring that back up, because I kind of forgot. On your boosters, we were talking about that they might, if you don't use them by the end of the season, you might lose it. But I meant into the season as in, yeah, if the season ends, you might lose them. Don't hold me to that. I'll try to figure that out. But I lost my boosters a couple other times, and during chat in the club, someone made a reference that if you don't use them within 24 hours of them being filled up and ready to be activated, then you might lose them also. It could be 24 hours, 48 hours, I'm not sure. It definitely will get to a point where you had boosters, you didn't use them. A couple days later, the boosters are gone, and you're like, what happened to my boosters? But there is a time limit. I don't know what the time limit is. They don't show you. And I have gotten too scared since I've lost some. Especially after your club's like doing hard work donating into them, and you're donating into them, and then you're like, well, I don't have time right now, which that's understandable too. If you can't, you can't. It's still a game. When it all breaks down to it, it's still a game. So, I mean, don't kill yourself over it or nothing like that. But be aware that there is certain situations where those boosters might disappear on you. One might be the end of the season. Two might be after 24 hours. 24 hours or 48 hours, I'm not sure. But definitely, if you see you got boosters on and you figured out you got your fuel working, or you're going to have enough fuel, and maybe even get it to where you're going to level up, and then you go in here and you're like, oh, my car, I don't have that car, or I really hate that car. Yeah, you're going to have time. Or if you're like, I can't do it right this second, you should have time, at least a day, I think, before at least 24 hours, I believe. Maybe even a little bit longer than that, maybe 48 hours. You're like, oh, I don't like that car, I don't have that car. Well, come back. If you built up your fuel by watching videos, or however you did it, or if you know you got enough fuel where fuel isn't an issue, or you know you're going to level up and get your fuel top backed off and it's no issue, don't hold me to it, and don't come back in here telling me, hey, you said such and such. But I believe you have at least a 24, maybe a 48 hour window when you know you have boosters, and then you can come back later and see what cars are available on double boosters, and then go, okay, you know, I came back tomorrow, and now that car is the car I want, and then you can activate them then. Know that you do have a window of activation time, but know that it's not infinite. Your boosters will not just stay up there forever. I don't know why or what. You would think it'd be fair. Also, while we're speaking about boosters, it's not like some other game where, in case you didn't know, it's not like some other games out there where your club donates and then somebody activates a booster and you better be in there ready to go. Or don't feel bad if you're like, I want to activate a booster, but is everybody else ready to go? It's not like that. Club donates, everyone donates, you get club boosters. You can activate it. That's the good thing. You can activate it for you when it's most opportune time for you to use them. And the other members can activate their boosters when it's good time for them. So don't worry about that aspect of it. But do know that I don't think they will stay in there forever. They will disappear if you don't use them. So at one point in time, use them or lose them. Alright, so finally we made it to where we're going to do some driving. As you can see, it's not necessarily my favorite, but it's on double trophies as of right now. So that's what we're going to go ahead and run with. Now if I don't get super specific on every vehicle's abilities and whatnot, I've already done some videos on that, so you'll have to check those out. But this is more usually, hopefully, I can think of everything, broader tips. Starting in the back, you get a nitrous right off the bat. And I think if you can fire that up on right at go, you might get a little boost advantage. If that helps anybody, if that's what you want to do, or you can hang on to it and hopefully get some more nitrous to go with it sooner than later and be able to activate your special ability. That's if you start in the back row, they give you that nitrous. I like to try to play at least a tank of fuel a day. Shouldn't take too long. Now, it's taking me actually some time since I got a lot larger capacity of tank. So try to do a trick if you can here and there, if it ain't gonna mess you up. Try to not activate your boosters when you're right up on somebody, or your special. A lot of the specials the vehicles has doesn't have the best effect if you're right bumping on the back of the opponent. So give yourself some room to try to get a little boost right off the start. Use one of my nitrous starting in the back. See, I got my little reverse nitro thing there. See how it takes some time to fill back up. Probably good to drop those with other nitruses, like right there. People will want to go get that nitrous or whatever it might be, track boost or something or other, and they'll grab yours too if it's still there. They don't last forever. Also, when you got like a center divided median or something other where people are going to want to avoid or can avoid, like a center median, good to drop them there because they can't get out of the way of them. Definitely use them though. If you got them, use them. You're not going to waste them. It just takes a little bit of time for them to refill where you can use it again. So use as much as you can. Slipstream, never possible. And try to avoid people slipstreaming you if possible. That's not always possible to do, but if you're out front or something, like I know there's a guy probably following me for a while. Maybe change lanes or something. Try to take his slipstream advantage away. Driving in reverse fills your nitrous down there a little quicker when you drive, because you're kind of doing they consider it a little trick. So they're filling up a little bit faster, so that's what I like to do, especially if I'm out front. Got nobody to slipstream on. Try to get out. Or if you're way far behind, your nitrous will fill up faster as the game tries to help you the further you're back. So if you're in third place, second place you'll get a little bit faster, third you'll refill a little bit faster, and fourth you'll get them really fast. So if you're in fourth and then too far behind the group, the group of guys, your opponents, you might as well turn around backwards, get the reverse fill up quick, and for being in fourth place fill up quick, even quicker. But if you're closer to people, sometimes it might be better to stay going forward so you can get that slipstream boost. Now that guy, he he is doing some lane changing, which is what he should be doing, probably. That's the one thing I watch out for. Try to land all your stuff as straight as possible, or you might end up doing some of that. Some vehicles are worse at it than others. See if I can't get him. See how I barely got under him? Because I was already so up to him. You want to gain some momentum before you activate. If you can, try to have some momentum going. Now everything I'm trying to tell you, you can try to put it together in a way that you need it in your particular situation. Every situation is different. Do you need to go backwards? You need to be going backwards. You need to be slipstreaming. I'm saying all that because I was about to say another thing here. That could help you out if I can get to somebody. Which is using a nitrous to give you more power. Like sometimes even a lighter weight guy can throw a heavier guy around. You use a nitrous when you're gonna like try to slam him off his lane or something. Say, I don't know, you're not getting a bunch of nitruses or just whatever your situation might be. And I was hoping there'd be a guy here for me to just kind of hit that nitrous right before you change lanes, or right when you're about to change lanes, or right at the same time of changing lane. And it will give you a little bit more power to try to be able to deal with somebody bigger than you. You can definitely do somebody smaller than you. Maybe whoever it is, you might be able to give them a bigger hit than you was going to. We'll try to see if this guy can get up on me a little bit, and then just maybe they try to get me. Alright, so let me get beside this guy. And nitrous hit him. See how I kind of hit the nitrous on him when I change lane? I use the nitrous to change lane on that fool. You know, I'm slipstreaming a little bit. I guess I could have held it for a better part of the track, but there are holes in the left side of the track, but there's never a hole in the right side of the track. So whenever possible, I'm in the right lane, because as you can see there, even though I lost, there was 2 holes in the left side of that track that you could fall into. I'll get in the left lane. I can say I don't get in the left lane, but for the most part, I'll be in the right. Especially if I'm doing reverse driving, I'll be in the right lane. I'll try to be. So you got your backwards. Talked about slipstreaming. You talked about getting the nitrous off the start. We talked about you can either use it here or hurry up and try to get a little slipstream going, and then you're ready to use it on somebody. Awesome. Whatever you're doing, especially when you're using a nitrous or your special, which is 3 nitruses, you're getting your speed going and whatnot. Dang, I was going to turn around and get that. Your tires need to be on the ground. So, if for whatever reason you've hit your nitrous or your special ability, 3 nitruses, 2 nitruses, whatever, unless you're trying to do something else that a situation might call for, which I don't know. But if you're wanting to go fast, keep in mind that the nitrous apparently is attached to your engine or whatever that some of these other vehicles might be using, but it's all attached to your tires. Your tires are what's making you go faster on the track. So if you're using nitruses in the air too much, all that power from the nitrous is going to be wasted of your tires not being touching the track and help propel you forward and gaining speed. So just keep that in mind. Whenever you're trying to nitrous, or the faster you're trying to go, except for maybe a jumper, trying to hit it off the track, you know, off the ramp. So yeah, just keep that in mind. I know certain situations, if you're a jumper or maybe a rocket launcher, maybe even a shooter, I don't know, or whatever the case may be. But just keep in mind that whenever your tires are not on the track, you are not being propelled forward. You're wasting your nitrous power in the air. getting back around, y'all. Thought I'd have it in time, but I did not. Should have used a little nitrous boost on that turn. If you see a nitrous coming, know there's a nitrous coming. You know you were saving your nitrous for whatever reason. If you see one, oh man, can't believe that one. If you see one coming, use one, because you can't hold more than 3. So use one up, give yourself a little speed, and if you see it, you're gonna grab it. If you see one coming with a jump, like around that helicopter thing, use 2. And grab it and do a little trick, and you'll get 2 back. For the most part, you know what I mean? I don't know, is that it? Dang it, try to keep the tires on the ground for when you're for speed. Get some momentum built up. Drive backwards if you need to. Get some extra nitrous filled up quicker. Use a nitrous when you're going to grab a nitrous. Slipstream whenever you can. Use a nitrous to turn into somebody if you need to. Use all your power-ups if you got them. You're not going to run out of them. It just takes time to get... I should have used that perfect time on that big dude to show you about a nitrous turn-in hit. And I didn't execute it. I'm out front. Might as well flip around. Because when you're out front, it definitely takes a lot longer for your nitrous to fill up, because the way the game works, where they try to give the advantage to somebody else. Another thing, here in these achievements, if you didn't know, which you probably do know, don't forget your diamonds, but go over it just a hair just in case, okay? So every time you meet an achievement, you get a diamond. Racing, how many times you raced? Next time I'll get a diamond is apparently in 2 races. I got 198 out of 200. Reach first position. Next time I get first, I'll get another diamond. And take down on opponents. Next time I get to 550, is the next time I'll get a diamond. Takedowns when you blow them up, knock them off the track, stuff like that. It's counted as a takedown. Now, they've made stars a lot harder to come by, but they ain't that big a deal if you ask me. I still got some from when you used to be able to get stars for just completing events, and your star capacity went up, I believe, for every time you complete an event, kind of like your fuel does now when you level up. But if you don't get any stars, I wouldn't feel bad. I wouldn't feel that worried about it. Yeah, that guy's trying to get a free ride. Because right here is where you would use your stars. It's the only place I've seen them able to be used, and it really ain't that big of a deal if you ask me. Right here. Pick a mystery box, get a prize. If you want to hit the double reward, watch a video. I'm not really doing it now, but maybe back in the day when you ain't got a lot, and you just busted out 1,600 coins there, that double reward might be worth it. But also, you can see here, next try, I can open this one for a star. Then this one for like 2 stars. Then this one for like 4 or 3 stars. And this one for like 5 or 6 or something stars. It goes up every time. That's the only place, this here is the only place I've seen where you can use your stars. And what's it going to do? It might be, who knows what's behind, you know, mystery box number 2. Maybe it's 1 fuel pip or something that you didn't really care about or whatever. But that's what you would use the stars for. So far, unless they change something in another update. This is the only place I've seen stars used. And then while we're here, we might as well talk about this. This is the share replay. It's not really a tip, but if you want, real quick, since I can't think of nothing else, takes you to the Everplay site. I think you have to make an account, free to register or whatever. If you just hit the share button, it'll send it to that Everplay site. Facebook I don't have. I'm pretty sure it'll just send a link to your Everplay site. Because why? Because I tried it on Twitter once, and all it did was send a tweet out with the link. It's like what to do. Now, if you set the video in there, then that would be alright for me. Email, I guess, is pretty explanatory. Never tried it. I'm assuming it just sends a link to YouTube, at least for me here on Android. I don't know about iOS. It didn't work. It had an error. But if you just hit the share button, you can make yourself a register yourself an account on the Everplay. There's chat and other things in there too, and where all your replays go get stored. And you can save them there, watch other people's replay. Apparently on the Everplay they have contests going on for submit your replay. I don't know, I don't really care. It's just a nice place to store my replays. Alright, so here we are on my profile. I've got replays. Yeah, replays. I clicked it. There you go. So yeah, it's nice to have a place for them to save all your replays, and I believe you click on anything to go to play it. There's also, see this right here? Little download arrow. You can click to download your videos.